Greetings and salutations, Riverside Unified guest teachers. Thank you to all of you who have taken the time to collaborate with us as we continue to strengthen our RUSD team of guest educators. Wilson and I are delighted to be back with another session of Strategies for Success.
Yes, Shireen, the responses we have received have been so wonderful and helpful. We have many more ideas and resources we look forward to bringing to you as we continue to navigate the school year together. Shireen and I have to tell you, putting out these last videos has been a rewarding experience that we have been so elated to share with you all. We hope that you have been able to benefit from these strategies for success.
Yes, your feedback has been invaluable, and we encourage you to keep your suggestions coming. Looking ahead, Wilson, I am excited for what's to come.
Yeah, so what are we exploring today, Shireen?
For today's video, I thought it would be a good idea to change gears a bit and discuss a different strategy for success.
I'm so interested. What do you mean by that?
In today's chat, we are discussing guest teacher interactions with students, where we give tips on how to keep professional and appropriate boundaries with our students. As guest educators, we want to make sure that we are able to make safe and positive connections with our students in order to foster and encourage growth and learning. With this strategy for success, we share with you an awareness of the expectations put forth in order to prevent our intentions and interactions from being misinterpreted.
Yes, Shireen, you're absolutely right. In our previous Strategies for Success videos, we've discussed the importance and values of such tools as callbacks, the Big Four, as well as the anatomy of the classroom itself. Changing gears to focus on guest teacher interactions with students, have you ever had an experience where you had to be aware of ensuring student boundaries?
It actually comes up more often than you think. There have been instances where I've been substituting on a secondary campus that many scholars have asked me to follow their social media account. In that moment, I had to take a step back and remind them that while I encourage their expression of self, it would be inappropriate to follow them personally, regardless of their age.
Well, great job, Shadeen. As a strategy and reminder, you are the guest teacher. You are the leader of the classroom. You are the professional. So go ahead and feel confident in communicating an honest response.
In short, denying a friend request or follow may seem like a rude or harsh action, but the alternative would be a violation of the professional boundaries to be maintained between guest teacher and student. As students strive for followers, we can encourage our scholars to be leaders, responsible, trustworthy digital citizens. Social media platforms, including Snapchat and Instagram, while an outlet of expression for some of our students, should never be used as a way of communicating with them. As we encourage our students to think more independently and more creatively, we can continue to support their growth from a professional position.
As a substitute teacher in RUSD, it is important to keep our students instructionally engaged while maintaining a positive connection with them. But it is just as important that we maintain professional relationships with each other and our students. And remember, guest teachers must not communicate with students for any reason through the use of a medium that is designed to eliminate all traces of record of the communication.
Absolutely. At Riverside Unified, we understand that being aware and proactive are essential strategies that can help prevent life-altering situations that will have lifelong impacts on our students. If you see something, or hear something, or sense something, you should say something. When in doubt, it is always better to err on the side of caution, as failure to maintain professional boundaries may result in serious consequences, including dismissal.
So it is through a sense of self-discipline and self-awareness that the Board of Education expects the highest professional, ethical, and moral standards are upheld when interacting with all of our students.
Relationships between guest teachers and students should be consistent and aligned with the educational mission of Riverside Unified School District. Successful interactions are the ones marked by a mutual respect between teacher and students.
Shireen, I'm so glad we are taking the time to go over this information. Boundary violations are avoidable situations, and guest teachers will want to remember that even the mere appearance of impropriety can have negative effects.
Absolutely. A good practice to keep in mind is that all communication between RUSD staff and students be legitimate communication, necessary to serve an educational purpose. This may include, but is not limited to, teaching, athletics, extracurricular activities, as well as student health.
Conversely, this does not include divulging personal, confidential information or even offering students advice or counseling, even on such topics as dating or their appearance. You know, Shireen, as an example for a guest teacher, encouraging a student to ask out another student Would that be appropriate?
That is a perfect example of a boundary violation, Wilson. While students may be excited to share about the social and dating aspects of their lives, a teacher must remember that this level of engagement is an inappropriate interaction. As we continue to foster and develop healthy relationships with students, we will want to maintain a welcoming personality through a professional demeanor. The boundary between guest teacher and student should remain established and in place. Never forget that guest teachers may not keep in contact via letter, text, phone, social media, email, or any other electronic communication that is not district approved.
And apps and programs such as Google Classroom and district email are established as professional and appropriate forms of communication in RUSD and can be useful for group communication.
But Wilson, what if as a guest teacher you need to communicate with the students?
Great question, Shadeen. If you ever need to send a communication to a student, you'll always want to CC your principal and the parents or guardians of any of the students you're communicating with directly, as well as the classroom teacher. Remember, personal communication devices such as cell phones should never be used to communicate with students. Furthermore, communicating privately or directly with any student is strictly prohibited.
And don't forget that even the appearance of impropriety could have harmful consequences. You will want to be aware of your actions as students may misunderstand situations. There are several situations you will need to avoid. These include being alone with an individual student out of the view of others, or inviting or allowing individual students to visit the adult's home, or remaining on campus alone with students after the last administrator has left for the day.
Shadeen, those are great tips and strategies and suggestions. Guest teachers are prohibited from dating, flirting, or even entering into or attempting to form a romantic or sexual relationship with any student, regardless of their age. If you sense or suspect a boundary violation has occurred, you can open a WeTip report by navigating to rusd.info/WeTip for any incident we've reviewed. You are never asked or expected to investigate any claim on your own.
Right. As you prepare and progress through your day using your strategies for success, such as sticking to the lesson plan and incorporating the use of objectives, on-the-spot intervention, and redirection tools, you'll have a better opportunity to have a more successful day with our scholars.
So, Shadeen, let's take action, set personal goals to maintain appropriate interactions, and keep RUSD a safe place for all of our students. Our RUSD students and their family are counting on you.
Until next time, we'll see you on the next Strategies for Success.